Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to call the select board meeting to order. Today is Monday, July 6th. It's 5:30 p.m. We have a full board tonight. We have two Steves, Ann, Jenny, and Andy. We're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Steve H. Your turn.
The Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah, move that one.
Yes. Okay, first item on the agenda is minutes. I didn't see the minutes. So we'll skip that.
Tabling that to the next meeting.
Yep.
Okay.
New business. We need to accept the donated signs. They were donated from LW Packard and minus 33 at the ballpark. I'll make a motion that we accept those signs. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Can I abstain?
Next item on the agenda is trustees of the trust fund.
We're two of the three trustees. I think by now you all know us, especially if you were at the Meet the Candidate Forum where I was the sole trustee of the trust fund there. But Lisa Rollins and I, and then Chris Garcia couldn't be here tonight. And we like to come before the board every year so that you can put some faces with what we do. And we sign the checks. You know, we make sure that whatever you want to spend the money on, number one, that the money is there. And that number two, it is what the people voted to spend the money for. That was actually came up, you may remember, at our deliberative, the information session that we had in February. You know, well, why can't we use all this money in the, Department of Public Works for asphalt? Well, can't because you didn't vote to do that with it. So just to let you know, that's what we do. We meet quarterly, and our next meeting is September 22nd. I think that's it. Anyway, Marissa knows. So that's the key there. I'm also here though to give you an update. Kind of many of you may know that we've had a lot of challenges with the trusts and trying to get things kind of cleared up. And thank you so much, Ron, because the new attorneys are wonderful. And we did not have the town did not file an MS-9 or 10 from 2007 until 2021. And yeah, that was a lot like what my face looked like when I discovered that in 2020. When we filed in 2021, it set off every red flag you can imagine. And anyway, the long and short of it is that we are now caught up. I filed for the 2020, thank you, the 2025, which is called the 2026. The numbering is very weird. But I filed the MS-9 and MS-10 on the portal, and so we're caught up. And our wonderful, fabulous attorney has talked to the state, and we're not going to have to file the 2007 through the 2020 because we're not really capable of doing that. So they're ready to cut bait and move forward. And so the next thing, the attorney's done a great job with us so far, and now she is tackling we have still a few problems, but the one that's on the table right now is called the Green Grove Cemetery Trust. And I am using finger quotes for trust because it's a trust in name only. There's no documentation for it. It was formed in the 1990s, and we won't go into the history of Ashland in the 1990s, which we all know. And if you don't know, you're happier because of it. So we're left with this fund, and 32 perpetual care trusts were all grouped together into one pot. And then there was no, after 2007, there was no delineation of how much each of the 32 names had in it. It was just one Green Grove Cemetery Trust, and then they weren't filing the MS9 and MS10, so we didn't know how to portion that among the 32 people. Now, I've done some rough math, and I made the state pretty happy with some ratios, but I cannot attest to its exactness, but it's probably not terribly wrong. Now, where I'm going with this is our attorney said, well, we've got all these problems with Green Grove, and the biggest problem of all with Green Grove is that the town has no purview over Green Grove. It was privatized in like 1906. They have their own set of cemetery trustees. And furthermore, the cemetery trustees of the town have no authority or purview over Green Grove. It's its own, enchilada over there. So we have, in this Green Grove Cemetery Trust, plus the Cremmingsbury Trust, which is in at least legal, better off, we have a combined total of about $55,000, a little bit more than that actually. And so our attorney, Anna Hag, is trying to work with Green Grove so that we can give them this money. Here comes the reason I'm here pleading on camera. If you or someone you know is a Green Grove trustee, please have them call the town office. I know that Ron Beard can give them Anna Hag's contact information or Upton and Hatfield's contact information. We're having a devil of a time getting in touch with a Green Grove Cemetery trustee. We need to get to the table with them. They do know this bay. There are some that 2 years ago, I did a presentation, a PowerPoint presentation. Andy Fitch, you were here for that. And so that they saw it as well. They came later that night. So there is the knowledge, that this money exists. And because the trust is such a mess, and the missing MS 9s and 10s, we're just trying to give it to the cemetery. But we need the cemetery to come to the table so that we can give it to them. So I've tried some emails to some people that I had probably was bad emails. We just really need to talk to some Green Grove trustees. So if you know any, or if any Green Grove trustee is out there hearing this, please call the town office. And I know that Ron can put you in contact with our town attorney, Anna Hag, who would love to talk to you.
So there's no state organization that has anybody listed?
Well, there's a website for Green Grove, and our attorney tried that with no response. That was about a month ago. And then there's some people that I just kind of knew and I happen to have old emails for. I tried, I'm not getting anywhere. I don't know if they think it's spam.
Becky, you had some input.
I might have some phone number for you if you come.
Okay.
talk to me.
Okay. Yep, we'll call, I'll come in, might be able to come in tomorrow and see. Yeah, great. Thank you. Yeah. Just as I said, we've got, it's a over $55,000 and where there's going to be some, probably we'll have to go through a Cypre agreement, which was what happened with Scribner. If many of you may remember back in like 2021, when we were trying to get that debacle, like we have our list of debacles. And so once we can get Green Grove settled, then we can go on to, we in the sense of our attorney, can go on to the two trusts that don't have the town's tax ID number on them. So, and then we'll be all done. But I have only the very best to say about Anna Hag, and it's been wonderful with Upton and Hatfield. They've done a fantastic job. Any questions? Okay. If at any time you just want to know how much is in a CRF or anything, just let me know. That the totals don't change much. We have, Ron, a meeting with the woman from Bank of New Hampshire. It's coming. It's
Kelly
our
Olson.
September meeting. Yeah,
Nice.
to look at getting increased interest on our funds.
Interest-bearing accounts.
Yeah, well, they are in an interest-bearing account, but it's not very much. So
A better account.
the totals don't change much. So that's why if you want to know, I can probably give you a good idea for the next 12 months.
Yeah. Well, taking steps in the right direction.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Do we
that.
have any questions? No.
No, the other thing I wanted to mention is, now that we've started a CIP group, at some point, I think we're gonna ask you to come just so that we'll be getting more involved in the capital reserves and what they're used for and kind of
Sure.
getting into it in a little bit more detail.
Sure. Yeah, when I was first elected in 2020, I went through the old way, fashioned way, through all the town reports. I know Andy and I were talking a bit about this the other day because you've compiled it all much better now. But I went year by year by year and found the CRFs and cut, put a doc together, just kind of a screenshot, so I know what they are all for, because that wasn't clear. But my understanding is Andy's made that life a lot easier.
Just a little. Next thing we have on the agenda is a tax abatement.
All right, I will come and approach the bench. Thank
Hi.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh. Hello. Um. So I'm gonna go through how this works, because we haven't all done this before. We also only have one. Sometimes, like a couple of years ago, we had 109. And that was a lot. Typically we have about 10 to 15 abatements a year. And what it is, a taxpayer has the right to approach the town and say, I don't think that my assessment value is correct. Will you please reevaluate my property amount? And the assessor will go out and look at the documents that the taxpayer has provided, review whatever, go out to the property, and then come to a determination. Yes, we agree with you. No, we don't agree with you. Whatever. But because you guys are the final assessors of the town, you have the final say in whether the property gets to have its value to be reassessed. So they fill out this form. It is multiple pages long. Then again, this is all things that I send to the assessor. Then the assessor sends me back this form. The assessor said, your assessment was originally, and I'm just going to use roundish numbers for this particular discussion, 58, maybe I shouldn't read numbers upside down. 576,000. And I agree with you, your property has devalued. I think that it should be 514,000. And then she gives a little blurb why. You have the ability to agree with the assessor who went out and did all the work. You have the ability to also change your mind and go with a different number, or stay with the amount, or go with the taxpayer's amount. That is all up to you as well.
Why would we not go with the tax assessor?
You mean the person that we pay to assess the values?
Correct.
I can't imagine in my wildest dreams why you wouldn't. But I'm letting you know that I'm not telling you what to do, that you have the right to do whatever you believe is correct. I have looked at what she wrote, and I read what she sent out and what the taxpayer wrote, and I don't believe that I believe that she did a fair job. And I spoke to her at nauseam about this particular scenario. Okay. If you agree with the amount that she would like, that is there.
We're accepting, we would be, if we voted for that, we would be accepting the assessor's recommendation.
Right.
Mhm.
Now, when the persons did all their paperwork and stuff, did they throw out a number or they just?
Yes, they did,
They
and they threw out,
Uh-huh.
that is also on the letter.
Mhm.
You know, when they do, just for my own education, when they do reval, you know, they have the whole thing where you can come in, talk, and they come up with a number and.
Yep.
And like I got mine adjusted slightly,
Mhm.
and does the board have to sign all those, or this is during the reval, so it's still fluid, so it's.
I'm not sure, have not been here during that time.
Usually after a new revale, the shock and awe sets in and you'll get flooded.
That's when the abatements come.
Right.
Yeah,
And
but
then they slowly trickle down after a few years.
Mhm.
That's why I think we had so many 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah, 23 was your last revale, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
You might get one occasionally, like a new home that was put on the market and it got assessed very high. They may,
Right,
and it
yeah,
was picked up, they may get for an abatement on
right,
something like
yeah,
that.
that's a different scenario too, though. If there are a lot, we would do this in a much different way. There would be a much more kind of way that you would have time to review all of these well beforehand. I wouldn't just spring it on you.
I remember sitting there for hours, it seemed
Signing your
like,
name. Mhm.
signing them.
Yes. Sorry.
As we're going around, while this is going around, is there some way that we could potentially bring the assessor in here to one of the meetings so that they could explain to us how they go about doing their assessment, since we're as a board responsible ultimately for that?
She's been in before.
Okay,
We can ask her to come in again.
I think there's some classes on the NHMA too.
There are.
Yes, I just saw something on
Yeah,
it. It was in this month's,
town and country.
down,
Right? Town and country, is it?
yeah, town and country. Yeah.
You can go online and
yeah, and I will do that.
Assessing
I'd still
101
like to be able to talk to the actual
Right, right.
individual that's doing it.
Absolutely. She will happily do that.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a recommendation that we follow the assessor's revised assessment at $514,580 for map and lot number 107-028. Do I have a second?
Okay.
So I have a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Which form do we need to sign?
There's only spot for 4, but you can all sign down theirs. Please and thank you. I didn't create the form.
That's okay. I'm not going to sign it. Poor attitude, right?
Perfect.
The next item we have on the agenda is, we have a reimbursement coming for the Scribner Fellows State Forest. Um, in the amount of $53. It's a way of helping pay the taxes, I guess. I'm not really sure how
It just came in this
yeah,
afternoon.
how it comes back. But we're getting $53 from the state, correct?
It's unanticipated funds.
Yeah, it's unanticipated funds. So we have to accept it. Now I'll make a motion, we accept it.
A second.
I have a motion and a second to accept $53 for the Scribner Fellows State Forest. Do we have any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Ron's gonna have to sign this, I got 6 spots.
You find that one, but not mine? So
Yeah, but you always pick on Andy to sign first.
it's my job to pick on you. You guys have a lovely evening.
Thank you, Becky.
No coffee for you.
Paid it all today.
Yeah, there was no carnage. No carnage. She wasn't over caffeinated. For a Monday, that's good.
Okay, so the next item on the agenda is we have the town manager's report.
Yeah, it's kind of quick. So for the month of June, the fire department had a call activity of 56 calls. There was 31 medical, 19 motor, 31 medical, 19 motor vehicle accidents, 5 service calls, and 1 error call. 27 of those were handled by per diems. I believe 12 might have been Plymouth during the off hours. Craig and his team made an attempt to remove the gazebo at the ball field, but as soon as they lifted it, it began to fall apart. It was pretty much past its prime. They just be a little clear in case someone watches this video later. He did spend about $300 on steel to support before the lift, but even with that support, it just started to fall apart. And
Yep.
Not surprising.
Not
I did.
expected.
I think
My
that, I
department
think that
did.
was built in 62 or 64. 62, I think it was.
I don't.
But they did make every effort to try and save the roof to be able to repurpose it, and it just
No.
was.
Yeah.
So number 3, the town hired Frost Electric to bring the 7 power pedestals at the ball field up to the current electrical code. And they were able to complete that prior to the 4th of July. So next time you're down there, you'll see new wood behind the breaker boxes. There's actual conduit going to cover boxes for the 50-amp circuits and the 30-amp circuits. And everything is now lockable, so we're going to be getting padlocks so we can. Oh, you have them for those new boxes too?
For all of them.
Okay. Because we pay for that power, and but we kind of dodged the bullet because the 50-amp circuits were not on a GFI, and having vendors that rented space plug into those, and God forbid something happened, we would have been exposed to some costs there. So that was done, and thanks to Craig, he was able to get Mr. Frost to do it on a weekend prior to the 4th of July. So I also would like to thank the 4th of July committee and all the volunteers for all their hard work on the town's 4th of July festivities. I was around for a good part of the day and actually was there with the parking crew there, and I left before it got real busy. Strategically, but
I was there for 5 hours.
wow. Parked a lot of cars though.
I did. It was like me and Katrina at the other end. I collected the money and I was the only one.
I can't say enough about Katrina. She, for a little person, she's a firecracker. I mean, it didn't matter how big the vehicle was, they weren't getting by her.
No, 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 no.
No, I was really impressed and, of course, you know, with all the work that had been done with the gazebo and everything, it was really dusty. So I went and bought a hose and whatever just to water that down. Cause every time the wind kicked up, I'm
Yeah.
thinking of the poor
Yeah.
vendors, all that
Yeah.
dust.
Yeah.
So, you know, I didn't want extra grit on my French fries for later on. So, but everybody was happy. And I did check the cameras. I did a kind of a playback feature from when the fireworks started going off, and then you could see the traffic, and everything flowed pretty decent. I mean, you know, the PD did a good job, the fire department, everybody. So,
Everybody seemed happy.
yeah.
People are happy.
Oh, and that thing that you had brought up to me that we don't need to talk about now, your husband was absolutely correct.
Oh, okay.
So I'll be working with the committee on that.
Okay.
All right. So Craig in the electrical department assisted on installing new security cameras at the beach, which Ann hasn't gotten access to yet. Working on that. We got that system for under $700. It'll be 6 cameras once I get the Wi-Fi extender in. Far better than spending $13,000 to put cameras in, and they're pretty high quality. And the beauty of them is they track. So like I went back and reviewed this past weekend and saw a vehicle out there doing donuts in a parking lot, and you know, and it's color even in the night vision. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, so it's a welcome addition. Ian's old system just wasn't getting it done. Now we can see if someone cuts the raft free, like what happened last year.
Yeah, really?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Craig had to go collect
Rescue it.
it the other side of the pond.
Fine, yeah.
I think that covers it. You guys have any questions on anything?
I got a couple.
Okay.
What current situation on code officers? Like, I know we were working with Plymouth, right? They were looking for somebody. Where
No, he's,
is that all in
oh yeah,
place?
oh yeah.
Okay.
No, he's been on for almost 2 months now.
yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
And that's working out. well?
Jeffrey, I forget his last name. So far, so good. He actually assisted in an inspection done on a business in town with the fire marshal's office and the fire department.
Mhm.
And you know what he brings to the table is he has a lot of construction background,
Oh,
and he's certified in refrigeration, HVAC stuff.
Oh, nice.
So you know, obviously he's working on the code end of things. He's asked me some things here, and when he's in town, he'll ask me, and he's got the code, he's got access to the codes online and everything. So yeah,
So that's working out well.
so far so good.
Good.
Yeah.
Any update on the phase 2 that was being done at the mill?
No, they were supposed to be in there a couple of weeks ago, and I haven't heard anything from Lakes Region Planning Commission. They had Craig's number, and they were supposed to reach out to him when they wanted access, and he was prepared to let him in. So no, I don't have any update on that yet.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Welcome.
Anybody else? Do we have any old business we wanna discuss tonight? Do we have any selectmen items that we wanna discuss tonight?
We got that one thing I emailed you all about the cell tower.
Oh,
Yes.
yes. All I gotta do is figure out where I put it. Probably left her desk.
Right there, yeah.
Yeah.
I emailed it. I don't know if you saw it or not.
Did you see this?
I'll read it.
Okay. So the owners of the cell tower are offering to pay us upfront for the use of the property underneath the cell tower. They want to pay a flat fee and never pay us again. They've given us several options. Option number one is a lump sum payment of $275,000.
How much space are they talking?
I'm sorry?
How much space up with the
It's
space
what?
under the tower?
1 acre lot.
Yeah, I think it's 1 acre lot.
About an
Yep.
acre.
Okay. Um. They expect, they expect us to jump through a lot of hoops in 5 days. We've got to give them documents, reports, tests, studies, surveys, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Option number 2 is a 5-year installment of $300,000 at $60,000 a year. And option number 3 is a 10-year installment where they'll give us $325,000, $32,500 a year every year for 10 years. At that point, if you do the math, you get nothing further.
Basically one and done and they own the space.
That's right. And
It's a lease in perpetuity.
Right.
Yeah, I had done some research on it after I looked at it and I sent some
Mhm.
to Ron, and what they're offering is definitely way below what
It's a low
it should
ball.
be.
It's a low ball.
Yeah.
So we need to look at that, and we have to question whether we want to do it perpetually. One of the recommendations was give it a set number of years, so maybe 30 years or 50 years, so you're buying it, you own it for basically 50 years, then it reverts back to the
With a
town.
reverter clause in it. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely not making it worth our while.
So we, I guess, have to do a counter offer basically, right?
Well, my recommendation is we go back to them and renegotiate the monthly. Because right now we get about $1,835 a month.
Which is low.
It's around 22,000, $20 a year roughly. And if they're willing to offer this kind of money, it's not much more than what we're currently getting. And a lot of places for that research
Right.
are from 1,200 to 6,000 a month.
Yeah, I thought like 40,000 a lot of times, I've heard.
A
that
year,
kicked-
yeah.
40,000 a year kicked around.
Yeah, so that's definitely,
And this has been 15 years. 15 years ago, it was 5-year installments, and there was a percentage increase every 5 years. It would go up. We're now at the 15-year mark. Now that's why they reached out, hoping to get you guys convinced on one of those 3 options. Or you can vote to instruct me to contact them and say we need to negotiate a new monthly lease agreement.
I mean, we probably would want to look at if we were to take a lump sum that was paid either all at once or over a period of time, find out what that comes to on a by-month basis, and then kind of make a decision whether we wanted to do it monthly, or if we were gonna do it annually or over a 5-year period, here's what the dollar amount would have to be. And it would not be perpetual, it would have some end date to it.
Yeah, it's gonna have a reverted date.
And if there is the other thing that they said a lot about is, once they own it, they can add new things to it. Every time they add
Exactly.
something new to it, they get new income. How do we share in that income?
Mhm.
We don't
Well,
under this.
right, exactly.
So probably 15 years ago, that was a pretty decent negotiation.
Probably was.
But times have changed. Cellular has
Mhm.
grown a lot. This is probably one of the first towers in the North Country 15 years ago.
And it wouldn't be easy for them to get a tower that high, that close to the highway. That would be challenging for them to try to duplicate somewhere else.
I don't know. Lincoln went through a cell tower thing, and
Did they lose?
no, the government actually is pushing for more cell towers.
Right,
So
right, yeah.
yeah, the one they put up by the Indian Head motel,
Yeah,
the town tried pushing back on that, and they found out federally they didn't
Right,
really have much standing. So,
right.
But with all that being said, the contract's up. And if we don't act, it's gonna automatically renew
yeah, no,
itself,
we definitely need that.
and so we need to either negotiate or, go back to them and say, this isn't acceptable. What else do you have for us? A counter offer or something.
Yeah, because, Yeah, I would think we'd want to do some
When
sort
is
of
the
a cover.
contract up?
I think it might be July or August. I'd have to have Lawrence pull it again.
Like,
Yeah, I can't remember when we did it.
Right.
Like this July?
Well, this letter spurred pulling that, otherwise it was just gonna auto renew. And with no increases, cause it only listed up till the last 5 years of the contract,
And the company that originally built that, from what I understand,
sold to,
sold to KKR.
yeah,
So they are trying to solidify their long-term.
right.
Right,
But it adds value to what they just purchased.
Right,
So,
correct.
no, I think we need to renegotiate,
okay,
you know, get a better deal. Whether it be that type of a deal or a monthly fee.
Yeah, just, I would say we need to just do the analysis and figure out what
Mhm.
Yep,
makes the most sense.
yep.
What they're paying, what the going rate is right now.
yeah, I'll have to do some research on that. Yeah. So I think there was a new tower put in Canton at Thornton somewhere.
So they should be able to tell you what they're getting, yeah.
Yeah, I'll reach out to some other town administrators and see what they're getting in their towns.
But from everything I understand, the location of the tower is a critical piece, and that location is a very good location. Very
Well, it
desirable.
helps complete the first step, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a federal program that they got federal monies for
Yeah.
a lot of towers, so.
Yeah, there was a lot of heartburn with the planning board on that cell tower.
Because they probably deemed it a regional impact.
They deemed it that they couldn't move it, but then when an abutter spoke up, they moved it. We wanted it moved, they wouldn't move it, but the abutter got them to move it.
Is that
I was madder than a wet hen. They couldn't do it for us, but they did it for him. Okay, do we have anything else? Do we want to do a non-public tonight, or do we want to do it another night?
Makes no difference to me.
I'm good with doing it tonight, or I'm good with either way. Anyone has any?
Yeah, we gotta meet on the 20th again anyway, so.
Yeah. So you wanna do it tonight? We're all in favor of doing it tonight?
I'm fine with that.
Okay. So I'm gonna make a motion that we go into non-public. RSA
Personnel.
91 A semicolon 3, comma 2, parentheses C.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second to go into non-public. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. You just need to wait for the green light to go out.